Of late, it's a regular sight to see drivers walking away from a large crash in Formula 1. While watching this on television, very often viewers don't understand the magnitude of the impact. A few years ago, these very same crashes would cause severe head injuries to the drivers and would also lead to death. However, there was a simple invention by an American scientist that changed this forever. So hello and welcome to Fervent Motorsports. Today we are going to talk you through the Hans device and how Mercedes played a role in keeping drivers safe. First, let's understand the problem that racing drivers faced. A helmet isn't exactly the lightest piece of equipment. It weighs anywhere from 1.5 to 2 kgs, but the problem isn't the weight of the helmet, it's the sudden movement when you stop. Allow me to explain. You're sitting on a bus and it suddenly comes to a grinding halt. You slide forward due to the sudden stop. The same case is with coming to a sudden stop in a car. In a Formula 1 car, the drivers are strapped in with loads of seatbelts. This ensures that they don't fly out of the car in the event of a heavy impact. While the belts hold the driver's body in place, their head and neck are freely suspended. During a sudden stop or crash, this causes the neck to undergo tremendous strain. These violent movements very often cause a head injury known as a basilar skull fracture. As the name suggests, the base of your skull gets fractured. This can lead to rupturing of blood vessels in your brain. It also causes the fluid from your brain, which is the cerebrospinal fluid, to leak out of your nose and ears. All in all, it's a very scary injury that has caused a lot of deaths in motorsports. However, some of these deaths could have been prevented. In the 1980s, there was an American scientist and researcher, Dr. Robert Hubbard. He had worked with General Motors on various road safety campaigns. Now, his brother-in-law, Jim Downing, was an American racer who raced in the IMSA Sports Car Championship. Jim Downing lost a friend to a skull fracture-related crash. So both of them, Dr. Robert Hubbard and Jim Downing, worked together to create a head and neck protection system. In a few years, they came up with the Hans device, which stands for Head and Neck Support Device. By the 90s, they had done crash tests and proved that this simple device could lower the force exerted on the head and neck by 80%. Now you'd think that something like this would be beneficial and welcomed by everyone. But sadly that wasn't the case. Major manufacturers refused to produce this product. They felt that it was more restrictive to drivers. But things changed when drivers started losing their lives. In 1994, Formula 1 lost a driver due to a basilar skull fracture. Roland Ratzenberger suffered an accident, and the injuries to his skull caused him to pass away on the spot. In the very same weekend, Formula 1 lost another driver, the great Ayrton Senna. Although Senna's injuries were far more severe, they could not have been prevented by a Hans device. Ratzenberger's injuries certainly could have been prevented. Formula 1 decided to improve on safety. Mercedes decided to invest in experimenting with the Hans device from 1996 to 1998. They then showed their findings to the FIA, which then implemented the Hans device by 2003. However, in the USA, it was a bit more different. Dale Earnhardt is a legend of NASCAR. He's like what Michael Schumacher is to Formula 1 fans. However, when the Hans device was gaining popularity, he made statements against it. He even said that it was restrictive and the strap was like a noose around his neck. On February 18, 2001, Earnhardt met with an accident in the final lap of a NASCAR race. He suffered injuries and he passed away. It was later revealed that the injury that caused his death was a basilar skull fracture. His death changed the outlook of the Hans device, and today almost all forms of racing use this device. It's a simple solution to a potentially grave problem that involves high-speed crashes. The inventor of the Hans device, Dr. Robert Hubbard, passed away in 2019 at the age of 75. No doubt his genius has helped save the lives of countless drivers across all motorsports. It's a simple device that can save the lives of everyone. So thank you for watching this video by us here at Fervent Motorsports. If you like our content, remember to subscribe and stay tuned as we get you the best of motorsport news.